we are Sisterhood of the Travel and Bantha. We are your hosts, Krystal
and Denise, and we are coming with special support from Council Member Mark Collier.
We are broadcasting from a galaxy far, far away. Hey, Herd.
What is up?
How's it going?
You guys, I'm super pumped. This has probably been like the first time.
I'm gonna move you.
Okay, so we are video recording this as we are.
Yes, and it's kind of a new thing for us to video record with a background.
Yes.
Online in the same room.
In the person, yeah. I'm saying we've had a few weeks distance because of
just being busy, stuff going on.
Technology issues has been,
and there is a little bit of a lag. We are aware of that. Join our Patreon and support the show, and we can afford to get faster internet.
Yes, internet is good.
Yeah. So we are here today to talk about Mando season 3, episode
2, or also known as Chapter 18.
Chapter 18.
Chapter 18, wow. Yes.
It's a little bit wild to me that we've had that many of them already.
I know. I feel like there should be more, though, because this show's been going on for so many years.
Right? At once, it kind of seems like it's been going on forever, and it just started.
Well, remember we did have a 2-year hiatus between season 2 and 3, where we got Book of Boba Fett that kind of took place, I don't know, Mandalorian 2.5.
That's true, huh?
Yeah. So it kind of threw off all the timing and releasing. But the Mines of Mandalore. This was a fun episode.
Yeah.
This was
really cool.
We had a fun intro segment of Boonta Eve.
Yes. And
good old Pelly. We love Pelly.
I find out that she's so shady. I love her.
But were you surprised that we
No, oh my god, not at all. Not at all. And she knows Rodian. We find out she knows so many languages.
So that's now what, 4? We got Galactic Standard, Frog, Jawanese, and now Rodian.
And Droid.
Yeah, she does speak Droid. So that's 5. This woman is a fucking genius.
Yeah.
And she knows her way around a starfighter.
Just running scams, stealing parts and selling them back to people.
I thought that was so great.
Cracked me up.
But if you also want to know more about Pelly and kind of her background and how we truly, truly feel about Pelly, which is pure admiration.
Oh yeah, we love her.
Sign up for our Patreon. She was our April
Women of Star Wars.
Women of Star Wars that we discussed, and because she's amazing.
Yeah,
but
she's rad.
Pelly, oh my god. Okay, so did you catch in this episode? I thought this was really interesting. She references Boba Fett and the Hutts.
What? No,
yeah,
I don't think I noticed that.
When Mando came back, when Dane came back, she asked, "Oh, are the Hutts back? You taking out Bubba?" Yeah. So it makes
I didn't catch that. I'm going to go watch it again.
So now it makes you wonder, is something going on with Boba Fett in the background that we don't know about? And would that also explain why the season's already out, why we don't see him in season 3? Because we saw him in season 2, and then we had Book of Boba Fett and silence.
And then nothing. Yeah.
So, are the Hutts,
I didn't catch that.
The twins, they teased the twins in
we
Book
saw
of Boba Fett. And I don't know. That caught me off guard. I caught it the second time I was watching. She's like, I was like, hey, what? Take out Boba Fett? What is this? So,
okay.
Interesting.
So maybe, what do you think? What do you guys,
I want to know what you guys have to hear. It was smart of Dan, I think, to go to Pelly to try to fix IG.
Oh, yeah. She's so smart. And plus, she's got all the little fix-it droids.
I would say, and the hookups.
Yeah, she knows everything, everybody. All the parts come through her. Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
I did think it was funny, though. Instead, she's like, here, take R5.
He's like, I don't.
R5 is nothing.
And R5 is like, I don't fucking want to go.
No, I want to stay here. I want to live my boring life. I thought it was hysterical.
He's so scared and it's cute.
But I thought it was funny that she was even trying to scam Din.
Oh my god,
well, she did scam him because
like patting the little droid on the head like,
come get him, he's good.
Good to
He's
go.
good for adventure. And he's sitting there, no,
I'm not shaking.
No, I want to stay here on Tatooine where it is nice and boring and safe.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for the most part, boring and safe.
Yep.
But yeah, so I like that. It was a really fun.
I do. It was a fun way to start the episode.
And that's one thing. Like watching all these episodes, it seems like they have like a little mini story to start the episode.
Right, and then you get into the story, and then you might check back in with this thing that's going on over here.
But it's like it's a really fun way to grab you in, and it's a really great way to kind of tie in all these different storylines going on at the same time too.
I think so too. Just to be like, hey, don't forget this is happening over here.
But yeah.
But speaking of tying back into like the meat of the story, Din he's gone so much from like the beginning of the show,
yes,
and being like, I'm taking care of this little thing because I feel bad. I don't want to kill it. To I care about this child.
Yes.
He's important to me, and I want to keep him safe and teach him things, and really becoming like Daddy Mando, right?
And so we definitely, I think we see the biggest glimpse or the biggest jump in this episode, because when they leave off of Tatooine, like he is in the pilot seat, talking to him and explaining to him like,
this is how you navigate. This is what you look for.
Like actually teaching his son, like his father figure, and so. It's a nice,
so cute
circle to see him so evolve. This relationship evolve, because it's always been so much. Just protect the asset. This is a child, and now
it's protect this child who's my family.
Yes,
is important to me.
Well, they truly are the clan of two,
right?
And so it's just, I love seeing this.
I do too.
But as they're flying, we go to Mandalore. Yes. So
it's cool. It's consistent. It's cool to see Mandalore on screen.
It is cool to see Mandalore on screen, but it sucks that we have to see Mandalore on screen
like decimated
after the purge and completely destroyed and just in ruins
instead of this beautiful, majestic place that it used to be.
Especially like hundreds of years ago. Pre like domes, it used to have like forest and all this wildlife, and
now it's just decimated. It's destroyed and cracked and ruined.
It doesn't even look like cities were there.
It's very like post-apocalyptic, just a wasteland of a planet.
But yeah, so
so they pull up onto. Speaking of R5 being a scaredy cat, they pull up onto the planet, and R5 is like,
he's like, nope, and he's like, nope, not doing it, and Din just drops him out of the.
Don't be a baby.
He's like, go do it, do my bidding, you droid. You have to
don't be a baby.
He just said, don't be a baby. I think I said that to my child, like on the phone, like 5 minutes ago. I love you, son. But it was some nice, like, comedic relief, like especially during this serious tone where
it's kind of tense. It's the planet, and the planet is destroyed,
and everybody thought it was poisoned,
right?
And that
cursed, right? They thought it was cursed,
and you couldn't breathe the air, and then come to find out, the air's fine,
right? It's not cursed. It's not poison.
He didn't need to pressurize his bucket. He didn't.
Nope.
He could take it off and walk around. It was safe for Grogu to hover around in his little egg.
He was just hanging out, like, thing open.
Yes. And it was interesting to see that there's still creatures alive.
Yeah. Like, you know, it kind of reminded me a little bit of, have you ever seen The Descent?
No.
Okay.
But I do have.
Well, if you guys have ever seen The Descent, these guys aren't quite so terrifying, but you know, like the weird monsters that lived underground that just evolved to. Anyway, that's what I think.
So, are you referring to the Elamite?
I don't know.
Those are the people that they fought.
Oh, okay.
The cavemen looking like people.
These guys.
Yes, the Elamite. Those were interesting, and then so we do learn about these when Bo comes back. We're jumping ahead a little bit.
Okay.
But Bo does say that the Elamites were creatures that lived there before times that lived in the caves.
Okay.
And they would hunt down the people and creatures.
Okay.
So these were known enemies. Bo knew about them.
And they're still there.
Din obviously didn't because he's never set foot on Mandalore.
Right. So he's just like, what the fuck?
But yeah, it just really. So talking about the Mandalore being cursed, I want to jump back on that.
Okay.
Like, do you think, because everybody thought it was cursed, everybody thought it was poisoned.
Yep.
Do you think that the Empire knew it wasn't and was trying to control the narrative because they didn't want the Mandalorians to unite and try to fight them back?
I absolutely think that because they're so strong when they are together. And if their planet was livable, rebuildable, and a place that they could call everybody back to regroup and be strong again, the Empire would be fucked.
Yeah, and then that also just shows how much the Empire literally controlled everything. Right. Controlled
down to everybody believing their planet is cursed and poisoned.
They were controlling the narrative of everything going on. They were controlling what the people saw, what the people knew, because they didn't want anybody to come against them.
They wanted absolute power, complete control.
And if anybody could fight the Empire at that time, it was the Mandalorians. But now they're all broken up in different fractions, and they don't play very well together.
They don't. They're like kind of mean to each other.
Yeah, they fight each other. They have all kinds of different what the fuck am I trying to... Well, even the different beliefs within themselves.
Because they have the culty ones that can't take your helmet off. They have other ones who are like, take your helmet off whenever you fucking want to. There's people who are out being mercs. There's people who are trying to get people back together.
It's like very interesting to see all of them, all the different fractions, and how they eventually come together. Oh, I can feel that carbonation. So
Speaking of fighting amongst themselves, like there was a fight that was really cool and kind of funny. Din with the Darksaber fighting against the underground.
Oh, the Elamite. Did you notice how hard it was for him to fucking lift that Darksaber?
Yeah, but he has no practice, right? Like,
yeah, because he's not connected to it.
He doesn't use it. He doesn't practice with it. He doesn't want it.
And so, like, we see him, like, struggling, and he's like, ugh!
Right.
He's obviously not a saber fighter. He is very much a blaster. And hand-on-hand combat, like...
And he just doesn't want that damn thing, so he's not trying to get better with it.
It's like he barely whips that thing out. He whips it out.
Hold on. Keep talking. I'm plugging in the battery.
All right. So we get here, but this lair, what kind of fucking lair do they walk into? You see all these buckets all over the place. They are buried in the dirt. They got scraps everywhere.
Oh my God.
And then we see this spider tank. The spider tank was on the hunt. That is what it was called. It is a spider tank.
Spider tank?
That's what they called it.
Spider tank.
That little creature walked into the tank. Yeah, it's not very original.
No.
But it's called the spider tank.
Okay.
Yeah. The thing was menacing. I thought it was cool. I really wanted to know what type of creature was driving that thing because all we saw was an eye.
Right. Like, what the fuck is in there?
Like, so obviously an organic is manning this thing.
Right, because there's an eyeball. And it's not like, we know what droid eyes look like. It wasn't a droid eye. To be at least
attached to a brain to be able to
probably
function.
If it's controlling.
Yeah.
So there's a thing in there.
Brain wavelengths to control things. We see that with
and
the
if it didn't have a brain,
monks.
It wouldn't be able to control or think to move.
But my first thought was, is this some sort of Dianoga? Because we know that they can be intelligent and they are force sensitive, but it's not the right eye pupil.
I'm trying to remember what that looks like. We'll put it on screen. I don't remember.
It looks like a regular eye. And then I thought maybe, like, could it be the same species as Grievous? Like, I saw that one floating around a lot.
Oh, okay.
Was it obviously it's not Grievous, but like somebody of the same bloodline? Not bloodline.
No.
Creature.
Type of creature, maybe?
But it really...
I know very little about this. I can't really help any.
I don't know. I just want to know. It obviously has modifications, and some of the modifications also look a lot like Grievous too when he's standing up and fighting. But there's not much on that either.
And we know that Grievous is way different than he was.
And Grievous is dead at this point.
Well, sure, but I mean, what he looks like. He's way different now that he's been modified, so maybe what did he look like completely unmodified, and what does this thing look like that we know of?
Oh, it's an eye.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
It's an eye in a tank.
I don't know.
That crawls into the spider tank. And then he, like...
I don't know.
Squeals away.
He squeals away.
Crawls away. But Dan got himself captured. But, like, I thought it was really cool that, like, we finally get to see Grogu step up.
Yeah.
Do you hate sand?
Is it coarse?
And rough? And irritating? And it gets everywhere. Well, maybe a dip in one of Naboo's calm lakes will help rid you of your sand problem. Sand!
It gets everywhere.
And do his own mission, I guess you would call... Would you call it a mission?
I think so, because he got out on his own.
Yes.
Right? And all he knew was like, oh shit, Dad's in trouble. I gotta do something. He got out on his own. He found Bo on his own.
Like, which goes back to...
Well, with R5, right? Like,
well, yeah, R5 obviously is probably
driving, navigating.
But
he did it, like... And
Ooh. How did he communicate to R5? How did he tell R5, I want to go back to where Bo-Katan was on Kavala?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Did Grogu understand enough from prior to landing to like push on the screen?
Oh, maybe to be like, hey, this is where I need to go.
Because at this point, he's still not talking, but like, how is he controlling?
So if he's not talking, he's also not...
Could he use the Force to communicate with the droid?
Are droids Force sensitive?
I don't know. I don't know, like, project his thoughts to the droid.
Oh yeah, I guess he wouldn't have to be Force sensitive to pick up on. Maybe?
I don't know.
I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you have any theories? I never thought about this until right now, and now I
did not think about it till now.
Or was it just R5 was just like, okay, this is where we need to go?
Possibly.
I don't know.
I like legitimately do not know, but I'm glad they did figure out going to Bo. And
right, because holy shit.
I want to say, like, Bo coming back to save Din. It says a lot about her character, especially after the last
She basically
episode.
Was just like, fucking see you later, and thought she was sending him off to die. And then she was like, okay, I'll come save your ass.
Yeah, because she, like, when she initially saw the starfighter come up, she's like, ugh, I'll go deal with them.
Mm-hmm.
And then she saw that it was Grogu by himself. She was like, oh shit, like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And that just shows how much of a leader she is.
Mm-hmm. But personal feelings aside, there's a Mando, and that Mando's in trouble. And we save the Mando when the Mando's in trouble.
Like, she is there for her people.
Mm-hmm.
She wants to protect them. We know she wants to unite them. We know that she's tired of everybody fighting.
Yep.
Like, and this just proves
she wants unification. Yeah.
That regardless, she wants to go help her people. But I will say, her going down there and fighting, like, not only the Alamites without the saber, but her using the saber to fight the spider tank.
Oh, yeah. It was cool to watch her fight with that thing.
She was so, like, boss, and the fact that
like she is meant to wield this saber.
Had no issues. It was like an extension of her arm.
Yep, because she was bonded.
Yes.
She's bonded with this saber, and so it is. It's not like dragging an anvil around like Din was having to deal with.
He's using both hands.
I know.
And she's standing there
like,
fighting with one and blocking with her shield, and like,
it was cool. She's so badass.
The fights in this season, like,
they were fun.
Like, even in this episode, when we see Din fight the Alamites, when we see her fight the Alamites, when we see her fight the spider tank, like, these fight scenes are so much more, like, hardcore than they were the first two seasons.
I think maybe it's just like, ooh, the fans really like this. They like the way we're handling this. Let's give them more, you know.
Could it also be, too, them getting more comfortable wearing these?
Maybe. Wearing the costumes, wearing the armor.
Wearing armor.
It's not easy.
It's not easy. And
it's
to be
difficult to move.
Agile as they are in this, like, it is super impressive. So kudos to all the stunt people who do these fights. Like,
oh, yeah. It's amazing. In freaking armor.
But I
lost my place.
You lost your place. We're talking about Bo and the Darksaber and
and her history lesson.
Oh yeah. Are you talking about with the that's right. History. I was thinking about the soup, which is until the next episode. Is it this episode?
Oh.
Soup. It is this episode, the pog soup.
I don't remember.
The pog soup, because she makes it, and Din's like, what is this? And she's like, you've never had pog soup? The irony, like, you're here
that's this
episode because...
I remember it happening, but I think because I've seen all of them now, I'm kind of like, everything's where did it
mushing together? Mm-hmm. But she was like, oh, the irony. She's like, every single Mandalorian who grew up on this planet, this is what they ate.
Oh, okay.
From the time they're like, she said Grogu,
yeah,
like his age to adulthood.
And you've never had it.
And you're here trying to pledge your life to Mandalore and cleanse yourself because you took off your helmet and now you're an apostate. Like,
and you've never even had like the staple food of our people.
She's like, of course you have it, and you're dedicating your life to something. Not just dedicating your life, but going to the extreme.
Oh yeah, like this is it
for your life, which is fine. To each their own. Like we get it. But, like, she sat there, and we learn a lot about her history, and kind of seeing the difference, too, with, we learn about the Purge.
Yep.
When the Empire attacked. We learn about the Civil War between, I don't know much about that.
The Mando faction splitting off.
Yeah. Because that's in Clone Wars, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not there yet.
I am not ruining shit.
I'm only like
I know it's
halfway.
A very old show and you should watch it by now, but we are not ruining things on this podcast.
I am only halfway through season 1.
Oh god, but it is my
we will get there.
You know, before Bad Batch, Clone Wars was my favorite. Now I think Clone Wars and Bad Batch are probably
I really like Bad Batch.
Tied for me. I love them.
I really like Bad Batch. I used to really like Rebels, but now I'm just like,
I love Rebels too. It's
good.
Let's just But man, Clone Wars and Bad Batch, and it's Tech, man. Fell in love with Tech in Clone Wars. Continued in Bad Batch.
Tech's legit. I freaked out when I saw him in the Rookies episode. I was like,
I knew.
I lost my mind.
So exciting.
Not nearly as much as I lost my mind when Ventress drops her cloak down for fucking Kenobi.
Oh my god. Like,
you guys.
Which one do I want here? Can I have them both?
Some of these, like, things that happen in Clone Wars. If you want to watch it, I have a whole thing on TikTok right now as I'm going through it.
You can see both of our TikTok handles are on the screen right now, and Denise's reactions to these episodes are gold. Go watch.
Oh my gosh. But, like, so we learn about also the royal family that we knew Bo-Katan was part of the royal family.
Right, but now Din finds out.
And also I think a lot of the viewers, because not a lot of viewers have watched the cartoons.
Oh, so it's fair. And if you wouldn't or didn't, then you wouldn't know.
Which is why this episode is super important, especially with the history lesson, because it fills in all those gaps
for people who haven't seen this or you haven't read that or whatever,
and they don't know why is this whole planet.
Now you know. Oh shit! This is why this is so important,
and why there's so much tension between all the different fractions. Because you have the exiles up in Concordia, we had the Mandos down on Mandalore, like. All of this stuff is going on. They've been fighting amongst each other. It is a good history lesson, and we learn about the Creed.
And it's really good for Din to be exposed to something other than the faction that he was raised in.
I
like get somebody else's perspective, get somebody else's viewpoints,
and the fact that I don't think he's ever met anybody who actually lived on Mandalore.
I guess he probably wouldn't have.
He's part of the Children of the Watch, which were on
They've been hidden away. Yep.
They were on the moon, Concordia. So he never seen the city. He never knew what the life like was down there. So I think
Yeah, that's true. She would have been the first person he'd ever been exposed to. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's learning a lot and realizing there's a royal family. Everybody did the creed, the living waters. But yeah, the living waters. Or magical waters.
Speaking of those living waters and those magical waters, oh my God, what is in those waters?
I remember watching this the first of several times. I was watching it at like 4:30 in the morning. No, 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I lost it. I was screaming. Surprised I did not like.
Did you wake up your house?
No, I did not. Oh. They slept through it, which is very impressive. Like on in that matter, but you guys, the mythosaur.
Oh my God! In the water! In the water!
This is the first time we've ever seen the mythosaur. Like ever in Star Wars.
Exciting! Oh my God!
It's always been just the skull or the signet, but we've never seen.
This one is alive.
And it opens its eyes and it stares Bo down.
Fuck! I know.
She's even just like.
She's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?
Did I see this? Is this real? Like, is there really a mythosaur here
in this water?
I have
feet away from my face.
So many questions. Like so many questions. Is this the one that the Mandalore tamed?
Oh,
like
maybe because how long
do they live? We do know some creatures in the Star Wars galaxy can live to be millions of years old.
And it kind of makes sense that a mythosaur would be in that same vein, right? Like it seems very dragon-like.
Yeah, krayt dragons live a long time. Sarlaccs live a long time. So it's not something out of the realm. Like, what does this mean for Bo? Like, is this an omen for Bo? Like, uniting all the fractions? Because that's what the mythosaur
is the clan of the Mandalorian.
Yeah,
not
the planet.
The mythosaur is for everybody.
It is the people of the planet. And so, what does that mean? Is it going to be written?
Oh, is Din going to ride the mythosaur?
At this point, I have literally no idea. And I'm just like, how can they just tease? Just give us this tease.
Right. And then the end credits are rolling. Like, oh,
no,
are you kidding me?
More of the mythosaur. I want more of this mythical being that's...
That's exciting.
I have one on my shoulder belt for my Mandos. That's like how much I love these mythosaurs.
It's fucking cool.
The fact that we actually get to see it.
Yep. And this early in the season, like, we're definitely going to get more, right? Like,
I don't know. With Star Wars, you never fucking know.
That's true.
They tease things and they'll show up like 2 seasons later.
That's true. That could happen, I guess.
We definitely learned that this season.
But we are excited to see what happens.
So, do you want some fun facts?
I do.
Okay, this first fun fact I really like. It's about R5.
Oh, yeah?
Yes,
okay.
R5. He is our baby scaredy cat droid. Did you know that this is... well, I'm pretty sure everybody knows this. This is the same R5 from A New Hope.
Okay.
The R5 that Lars was going to buy. And then he malfunctioned. And they bought R2 instead.
Okay.
Did you know that he purposely malfunctioned his motivator so R2 would get purchased by Lars instead?
No.
Yeah.
Because he's a scaredy cat?
So it's actually, the story is in, have you heard of the Star Wars books, like, from a certain point of view?
Yes, I have not read them, but yes.
This is featured in
okay.
the stories, a certain point of view. And, like, he's worked with the rebellion, and he knew what was going on, and wanted him to get, like, bought. So, like, yeah. Same R5.
Oh my god! That's fucking cool.
Purposely malfunctioned.
Good job, R5. And R2.
If you think about it,
both those boys.
We wouldn't have Star Wars without R5.
Yeah, good job, R5.
He is the driving factor behind everything.
And the camera focus is killing me. He's going in and out. I don't know how to fix that. Good. We'll get there, guys.
So another fun fact: we have a name drop in this episode.
Other than Boba Fett?
The Lurmen.
The what?
The Lurmen. So I only caught this because I just recently watched the Clone Wars episode with it. They are sentients that Ahsoka, Sakura, and Anakin saved from the Separatists in the first season of Clone Wars. So Pelly is like, "Oh, you're leaping like a lerman." They're kind of
I
like,
heard that. Yeah,
yes.
What are those fucking things?
So they're kind of like,
I'm gonna Google them. We'll put them on the screen. They're these guys.
The lerman. They're kind of like a monkey. Oh no, not a monkey. Don't quote me on that. Holy shit.
Oh yeah. Okay, we'll put these on the screen.
But yeah, so she
I love these guys. They're so fucking cool.
The leader was a dick, but it's all right. I understand his point of view.
But the rest of them are cool.
I understand his point of view, and I go into that a lot as well. But yeah, so that was a fun reference to the Clone Wars. And then our last one, the Alamites. We talked about these.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And you said they reminded you of something.
Yeah, the creatures in Descent, because they live underground. They kind of just evolved to live in the darkness underground.
The pale underground.
And they would hunt down people and eat them.
But apparently they are homage to the Morlocks from H.G. Wells' novel, The Time Machine.
Oh, yeah. Okay. We'll put a picture of those on screen, too.
Especially the theatrical version from The Time Machine from 1960.
Okay, I don't know the story well enough to know specifically what that is, but
we'll
put it on the screen.
There's been different remakes. It's that one specifically.
Okay.
They look similar, behave the same, and they also live underground, though they're slightly bigger and have 4 eyes instead of 2.
Okay.
So the 1960s Time Machine.
Yeah, H.G. Wells. Okay.
But yeah, like this was a fun episode. It's a good precursor to episode 3.
Right. It's the second episode in a series, so it makes sense. Like, it's not going to be the best one ever, but it is still ramping. Like, this is the part in a show where things are ramping up. It's getting your attention. It's pulling you in. We're heading towards a peak somewhere. We know there's one up here.
And I thought I liked it in the fact that this was an episode that filled in a lot of history to get us to the points that
we learned a lot of information about the galaxy and about Mandalore.
And it drives that heritage that we need to know for the end of the series.
Yep.
Like, and why people are the way that they are.
And why stuff matters.
Yes. Definitely why things matter. So yeah, this was fun. We enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I'm super pumped for next week's episode, you guys. We are going to be talking about,
season 3. Season 3, episode 3.
Yeah.
So come back.
Please listen to that one. I know a lot of people did not like that episode and thought it was very boring, but it's actually one of my favorites.
Okay, so I'm excited to find out why. We're gonna find out why. So make sure you come back. Join our Patreon to get access to cool exclusives and merch and presents and extra bonus content. And there's some other extra bonus content that's about to drop soon for you guys. So that's coming. Follow us on all the places that the podcasts are. We are probably there. Yep. Our Discord. Join our Discord. Come talk to us. We're very active in there. Waiting in there every day.
Hopefully active Mandalorian thread as we talk about this with everybody else. About that.
So just come play with us.
Hang out. Have a good time.
May the Force be with you.
Always. Thank you for listening to Sisterhood of the Trailing Bantha. We are written by Denise
and edited by Krystal. Our social media is managed by Bailey Hawkins. Original logo art created by Tyler Rigney.
Intro and outro music provided by Galactic Empire. You can follow us on all social medias at Traveling Bantha. We are also streaming on all major platforms, including Spotify, Apple, and Amazon.
You can leave us a tip and purchase stickers at buymeacoffee.com. Join our Patreon for as little as $3 a month and get access to special perks and gifts. We want to give a huge shout out to our Jedi Knight and higher supporters, Rooney, Michael Beavers, and Mark Collier. Thank you so much for your support. May the Force be with you.
Always.